right, welcome to Confession Tuesday. I hope you are enjoying your day, your lunch. That is if you're having lunch now, but if you've had lunch, that's good for you. Back in the office, I guess, or back to your shop or whatever endeavor you are into. I keep wishing you Godspeed and all the best in all you do. So it's time for confession, and I welcome you. So, Confession Tuesday, you know how we do it, right? I don't think we need to refresh our memory, except if you're joining us for the first time. Well, for the benefit of those who are just joining us for the first time, it is all about you and the confessions that you make, if you have any. When Debbie was here, we used to call ourselves the Mother Confessors. So I'm alone right now, but you can always feel free to make that confession if you want to, talking about things that you just want to let out because it's been in there for the longest of time, or you just need someone to listen to you. We got the ears and we have the platform for you to call in. You can remain anonymous and just tell us about it. If it's been on your mind, it's bugging you, tell us about it. Talk to us. This is a no judgment zone. I wouldn't let anyone, point that accusing finger and make you feel any worse. So you can just let it out and let's all do this together. From now till about 3 o'clock, we have a lot of time on our hands to have our Confession Tuesday. Tomorrow, we normally open up the space some more to have more of the issues brought up on board. We have a therapist in the house who comes in, a relationship expert, Dr. Oladipo. We normally go through the issues again for those who we may not necessarily allot so much time to talk so much about. Today, we will give you proper time and the advice and counseling you need tomorrow. But even today, we'll still, say a thing or two in case anybody needs or desperately needs to hear people talk to them. So that's it for confession. Having said that, please, you can dial 0700-951-0000 and 08095974869. You can also use the WhatsApp number to dial or send your messages, or alternatively record your voice notes on 080-999-30137. Okay, so I noticed that on confession, people like to take their sweet time before they call in. I'm hoping that we'll just get it started immediately so that we do not have to waste all the time and then we'll have all the issues coming in all at once. Or I don't have to wait too long because if we don't have the calls or confession, my assumption is maybe we don't have any, so there's no need to force anyone. So we may just move on to do something or just play music. All right. So if you have any confession, please begin to dial, begin to send the messages, begin to record the voice note. Let's get to read them out. Let's get to talk with each other only here on Confession Tuesday. We're streaming live on our Facebook page. You can join us on Nigeria Info 95.1 Abuja. And you can also join us on our YouTube page. The same thing, Nigeria Info 95.1. Join us, drop your comments, and I'll be glad to hear from you. Okay, 0700 951 0000 and 080 999 30137. That's the WhatsApp number. Other number to call to call is 080 9597 4869. And like I said, we're streaming live. Join us there. We'll give a little more time for people to make their confessions. We'll give a little more time, depending on whether we'll decide to move on or to just do something else with our time. Right now, it's 2:23 p.m., and you can call in and dial our numbers or just record your voice notes in case you have a confession to make. Okay, that did not stay. You can call back. Still the same numbers. Hello? Okay. Please always put off your radio when you want to call, okay? Just put it off and so that we don't get that call back when you call in, right?
In Abuja and you're planning to study abroad, this is a unique opportunity for you. So,
this is Nigeria
Register now. Meet and interact one-on-one with our representatives from Birmingham City University, United Kingdom. You also stand a chance of gaining instant admission with your detailed and complete documents. YBCU, we guarantee innovative and excellent teaching. We offer diverse accommodation options, cutting-edge facilities, diverse course offerings, and so much more. Date, Tuesday, 5th November 2024. Time, 12 noon to 6 p.m. Venue, Abuja Continental.
Hi everyone, my name is Swat. That's the name my father gave me, but you can always call me Her Vocal Majesty. I'm the host of The Sunny Side on 95.1 Nigeria Info. It takes place every weekday, noon to 3 p.m., where we get to have all the lovely contemporary conversations. If your days are normally long and gloomy, well, not anymore, because I'm here to make it all bright and sunny for you. So join me. It's an invitation. You don't want to miss out.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
One station for talk, Nigeria Info. There's a place where you can get it all trending.
People are dropping on their vehicle and running, leaving their vehicle.
A place where you can air your views.
I want to report the situation.
Only on your number one station for talk.
This is not the way. We cannot continue like this.
95.1 Nigeria Info. Abuja. Let's talk.
It's your personal perspective.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
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 Call us on 07.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
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 Hello, good afternoon.
You're welcome.
How is work today, ma'am?
Going well. Thank you, sir.
I've been trying to connect with you, but maybe it's not too good for me. Can I say something as I want to make confession?
Yes, please go ahead.
I have
All right. Sorry about that, sir. You can call back. You said it was hard getting in, and then unfortunately the the light went off on you while you were trying to make your confession. So please just redial the number and let's have that confession on board. Hello.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Sis Swat.
You're welcome.
Our dearest and our best.
What's your name?
Please kindly accept anonymity.
Okay.
Actually, it was against you, but not necessarily against you. Just to,
Oh my God. There we go again. Another cut call. So I don't know what to make out of this calls that keeps going off midway. But if it is a network hitch, we apologize for that. Please just call back. That's the much I can say right now. So you can call back. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, good afternoon. Okay, so we have one here that says, my story is a long one, but let me summarize. I had a secondary school boyfriend whom I loved very much, but on our signing out day in secondary, he was involved in an accident and died. A month later, I found out I was pregnant, and I didn't even know his family members because he never introduced me to any. All this happened in 2008. 10 years later, I decided to date the problem. That is my daughter. My daughter wants to meet her father's family. I've explained to her that I don't know where to find them. I've searched Facebook and nothing. Secondly, the person I'm dating proposed since January, but I don't know what is holding me back from accepting. I'm trying to move on, but I don't know. Okay. That's a very dicey one. That's a very complicated one. Seeing that, you were pregnant, you did not even know until he died that you got to know. And then your daughter now is insisting. That's just the issues, because kids will always want to know who the other parent is, be it father or mother, because nature abhors a vacuum, right? So the child himself would know that there's something missing in their lives, and they would want to put the question to you as the parent so that you answer that. Well, you could just go, there are platforms, right? You want to find out the family of so person is deceased, and you could put it out on Facebook that anybody who happens to be a family member of so person who died in this certain year, and so on and so forth. Put all the information you know about this, your ex-boyfriend who died, or your boyfriend who died back then, may soul rest in peace. And the world has now become such a global village, or a very tiny place. I'm sure you'll be able to find somebody who knows somebody, the family name most especially. It doesn't have to be direct family members, but if they are related and you put it out there and people help you repost, whether on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, put it on all the social media platforms and see. Don't tell them about the daughter. Just say you need to have some sort of, you need to know anybody who's related to this person. And once people start coming up, just ask them questions. And from there, you are able to find your way to the parents and probably open up to them, right? And that's the most you can do for now, because for someone who you dated, and I'm sure you guys were young, very, very young, and he died, and this whole complication came in, it's not something you bargain for, or something that we want to say, this should have been like, no, it's not. It's not your fault, and it has happened. So, like I said, we live in a digital world, and who knows what your chances could be in finding the family. Facebook is not just enough. Put it across all social media platforms. WhatsApp, people who have great influence on their social media platform, you could also give them to help you post out there and say you're looking for the family of so person. Describe him and who he was, and what year he died and all of that. I'm sure people will come up. That's the most I can say with regards to you trying to find out, and then you can pick it up from there. But for your daughter, I think you need to still keep talking with her about this whole stuff. She might be a little young, but 10 years old, I think kids, with the way their level of understanding and assimilation these days is quite high. So I think she has gotten to a place where you're able to speak honestly about these things to her and let her understand, right? That you are also trying to find out and connect her, and it's not because you don't want her to know her daddy or something. Then for you accepting, I don't know if there's something that is holding you back, like you said. Could it be the traumatic events? But, hey, you need to open yourself up. You can't close up. You accepted since January. Do you want to become a museum holding, ring on your finger? I think you need to push yourself. It comes from your mind, and you need to talk with yourself about committing and moving on with your life. I don't know if you've dated other people after that or whatever it is that you might have experienced that is causing you to hold back. But I think you would only do yourself the best, if you open yourself so that you can move on with your life. All right. So I think those are possible suggestions that we can give you right now in terms of locating your daughter's father's family and with moving on. We'll get to talk some more about this with the doctor tomorrow. Hopefully, we have another voice note here.
This thing to share with you. So let me inform you. Good afternoon, Swat. I have some this thing to share with you. So let me inform you. Actually, I'm a married man. I have a wife. So when I was about to got married to her, so I met some men of God. They gave me some insight about my wife I'm going to get married to, that she's very powerful spiritually. She's powerful, that if I marry her, she will be my shade. So when I got married to her, we have gotten up to 5 children now. But the one problem we used to have, we find it if all these years we got married. We have gotten married almost 14 years now. So we have been struggling every day in terms of my business. Even my wife too, she's also struggling. So I now met some men of God that I explained that, see what is happening to us. So they told me that actually the wife I have is a very spiritually, she's very powerful, that there are some certain things I needed to do for her before everything will be okay. So according to them, they say her spirit is very powerful. So there are things I need to do to appease her spirit so that things can be good for us. And again, if she's angry in the house, her anger is very, 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 very bad. If she's angry, she used to beat her children, seriously beating. Anything she holds, she use it to be beating the children. Sometimes I will go and hold her to plead with her to calm down. She's very kind-hearted, but if she's angry, she's very, 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 very tough. So what do I do for this situation I'm facing in my life?
Okay, that's another problematic one. She's a spirit. What kind of spirit, Oga? What kind of spirit? I don't understand spirit. Or she's very strong spiritually. What does that mean? Because I think you need to be a little more self-explanatory about did they tell you she's, like, for example, now, did they tell you she's a marine spirit, or she is some sort of goddess, or is it that she's a strong Christian? I don't understand what type of spirit you're talking about here. But then I'm also assuming, because you said you need to appease her, maybe it's coming in from this traditional thing of seeing someone who is like a goddess or and stuff like that, that you need to appease her. And apart from the hot tempers, which I believe many people are going around with this sort of thing. You don't have to be any spirit. It's a temperament that many people need to work on. Many people do not have that emotional intelligence to nip it. So many people are working. You don't have to be a spirit for you to have temper issues. Ordinary men, women have temper issues, but with work on it, with conscious training of yourself and with a whole lot that you put in to work on that character, you're able to get a good grip of it. So it doesn't have to do with spirituality. Anger is a character flaw, or it's a temperament thing that people can work on and have some mastery over it. We have anger management classes and the likes of them. So people often go through things like that, and they are helped. So I don't want to associate anger with her being any sort of spirit. And apart from that, they said you should appease her. How do they mean that you should appease her? Have you had any experience, because you are a husband and you've been married with her or married to her for the past couple of years? I think you said 14 or thereabout. Have you had any experiences in terms of strange happenings that actually points to the fact that she's actually a spirit? Because the truth is, we live in a world where people capitalize on the vulnerability of people seeking spiritual solutions. They see you, they see how vulnerable you are. So anything that they can tell you whatsoever in order to catch your attention and keep you coming back to them, they would do it. So what's your own experience with this woman that you've been married to for the past couple? If anybody has anything to say, I think you should be in the best position to understand if your wife has any sort of spiritual problem. So what do you have to say about that? Keep what people told you to decide. What are your experiences and what is your testimony about your own wife with regards to things that have to do with the spiritual realm and stuff like that? So at the end of the day, I think it's all about you, what your convictions are. I don't know what sort of religion or what sort of spiritual person you are, what you practice and what your belief systems are. So I'm being a bit hesitant to say this or that, because I don't have all those information at the tip of my fingers. But what I can say is, you should be in the best position to know if your wife has some sort of spiritual issues, or she is whatever it is they call her. And based on your belief system, then how do you think you should approach those issues? Because in your talk, all you just kept on making reference to was what people said, what they said. You have not told us your own experience. And I think that's the most important thing, because you are her husband, right? And so having experienced and worked with her and stayed with her for this long, you should be able to know that these are the things I've noticed, and this is what I have conviction on, revelation on, and I know. So together we can find solution. I've seen people who have had to go through tough times. Their businesses come crashing down, but then they always rise again. So for me, these are human factors, though. It doesn't have to be tied down to your spouse, that your spouse is a banjo or something like that. I think sometimes we get a little too paranoid about these things, and people capitalize on that and tell you, your mother is a witch, that's why this thing is happening to you. It might not necessarily. Know God for yourself. Have an understanding of these things for yourself, so that people do not manipulate you. And I'm not saying that these things do not exist, but at the end of the day, it starts and ends with you, sir. So I'm not going to tell you to follow what people say. I'll tell you rather to follow your heart and your convictions, and know how you and your wife are able to find help if there is any need for any help. It might just be peradventure that there's nothing whatsoever amiss. It's just that those anger issues need to be worked on, and you keep praying over your business and doing all, putting your diligence, and you will rise again. People are going through all sorts, so it doesn't have to be tied to the fact that a certain person is responsible for it, So that's it. I guess we have someone else calling. Hello? Hello? Okay. That did not stay. You can call back. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Swat.
Yes, you're welcome.
I have my problem, but can I speak on that man's problem a little bit, please?
Okay, tell us your own. Then before you go, you can chip in a word or two. Let's start with
I will
that.
keep it short.
Okay.
I will keep it short.
All right.
First of all, the man needs to appease his wife by loving him more, her more. That is just the truth about it. He shouldn't look at her as if she's the Alpha and Omega. She's not your savior. She's your partner in this marriage. Whatever they have told you, forget those things. Just love your wife. Things will work out fine for you. On my own problem. Swat.
Yes.
It's a pleasure hearing your voice and speaking with you this afternoon.
Same here, sir.
My confession goes thus. I am married for a few years now, but I have an ex whom I would have loved to marry. But because of delaying trade, she said I was delaying and she got married to another man. So after my trade, she's still married. We met again and I also got married. And the confession is this: I still can't stop thinking about her. Oftentimes when she has issues with her husband, she called me and then we would talk, sometimes to the detriment of my own marriage. I will give her more attention. I'm not seeing her physically, right? But sometimes I will just let her leave the house, go and sit there in a quiet place and give her advice. I enjoy talking with her. I don't think it's right. I've not said it to anybody. That's my convention. Still think I will love my ex more than I do.
All right. Thank you for confessing. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. We move. He just made a confession. And greetings to the entire Nigerian full family. Keep up the good work. Thank you. That is Ovie Richie on Facebook. Thank you. Hello, I'm getting feedback. Could you please try it without the headset? That's me or who? Sorry about that. I don't know. Maybe it could be from your end because there's no feedback in the studio right here. Lorena Andrade said, great program, miss. Can you please take off headphones? There is an echo on the Facebook audio coming from yours. Are you guys serious? From Facebook? Okay, let me take off my headphones and see if that works for you guys. So give me a feedback on that. All right, let's try this. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Can I just say a little about the last man that spoke? No. Second to the last one. My own is not just really a confession.
Well, we're taking confessions. We're just taking confessions now.
Yes, it's just a great contribution, from experience, like all this spiritual, whatever that comes from, different people.
What's your name?
My name is Chris. I'm calling from Mississippi.
All right, Chris, I'll give you less than a minute. You know that we don't like taking side comments. We just like to keep it confession.
Okay, yes, I understand.
All right, quickly.
As far as that issue is concerned, there is nothing like spiritual, whatever. When it comes to the issue of marriage, you understand? Because mine, I'm 20 years in marriage now. You understand? When I got married to my wife, the mother who attended one of those churches, I think it was a white garment church somewhere in the village, came to tell me that because then my wife lost her elder sister after 2 years in marriage. Then my mother-in-law told me that the same spirit that took the elder sister of my wife, are planning to take my wife, that when I give birth to a baby boy. I just told the woman that, look, I don't believe in that. So when we travel, right in the house there, she wants to bring that woman who told her that thing in the church to come and meet me. And when she came, she said the person she told my mother-in-law. I don't look at her and say, who are that old great man to be before Zerubbabel? That will be made flat. Who are you to speak to me and it comes to pass when the Lord of hosts has not spoken? I tell you today, my son is 7 years. I have 4 children. 2 are in the university now. So what am I saying? Some of these things, if they work on your psyche, it is what you believe. They just play on your ignorance. There's nothing like that.
All right.
Spirit will always get married to spirit.
All right.
Have anything to do with human.
Okay.
The issue of marriage.
Thank you.
My brother, please pray. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. Anyways, we're spirits. We all live in a body and we have a soul, right? So, yeah. There are spiritual matters. We shouldn't deny that. But when people tell you that she's a spirit or she's spiritual or something, I don't understand it. So, just do more of the digging and more of the soul searching, and then I'm sure you would come up with something. Hello.
Hello, Swat. Good afternoon.
You're welcome.
My name is Ambassador Johnson.
Your name is what?
Ambassador Johnson.
Oh, Ambassador Johnson. Do you have a confession to make?
No, I am concerned about the first lady that said somebody that she dated she had a child and the person died. She's making effort to reach the family. If I had her very well, if they were in school together, she could go back to that school and ask the management to give her details of that young man. They will be able to help her to find out the family. Because my worry is about that 10-year-old child. That child will not give her it. That's my thinking. You should go back to that school.
Okay.
Ask about his detail. I think that will help be able to trace his family.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, I think that's another good clue there. Going back to the school. That's it. The school have records now. Because most of our schools, files that they have, and finishing 2008, that's like how many years ago now? Nearly 20 years old. I do hope they will have the records in their systems. That's if they've gone digital. I hope it's not one of those schools that don't have the records. But let's stop by for this commercial and then come right back.
Your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
All right.
This is Nigeria Info.